What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing analysis on TTOO stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on a price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news and I will show you what news might be the catalyst for this asset and why this asset gained just in a matter of several sessions more than 300%. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I have to say that TTOO is a quite new ticker symbol for me, and I will show you in this video how you can start your due diligence from scratch. And let's start with its price chart. Yes, so we can see that this asset gained, as I already mentioned, in a matter of just 2 sessions of this week, more than 200%. And in a matter of just 10 days, it gained more than 400, almost 400%. And this quite harsh price action might be impressive for some of my viewers. But guys, definitely you have to closer look on its bigger picture. And to do so, just zoom out and take a look on its previous price action, and take a look even right here. It already had one reverse stock split of 1 to 50, and it was made less than 1 year ago. And their financial results are not so impressive. The latest earnings report, as you can see, they had a revenue of only $2 million, and they are burning money. So it is not the best company, especially if you take a look on its recent price action. And during this year alone, this asset lost about more than 90% of its value. So not so impressive. And let me show you even more due diligence, and let me show you how you can do it properly. Right here on your right column, you can find the information regarding the volume, market capitalization, and share float. And as you can see, market cap of this stock is not so high, just $72.549 million. And the share float is also not so high, 238.651 million, according to this data. And let me show you this website. It is a stocktweets.com website, and this website shows the activity on different ticker symbols among the retail community. And on the most active section, we can find TTOO ticker symbol on the 3rd place, right after Shiba Inu and SPY index, and right before the Malin Automotive. So quite interesting list. And let me show you that right now we have quite a decent number of news, and definitely the more price action a certain asset has, the more news we might find on the different social medias and different medias in general. And let me show you its recent news and what was the catalyst of its movement to the upside. On investorplace.com you can find this article that was published 2 days ago, and it's titled GSA Partners is betting big on T2 Biosystems TTOO stock. This fallen stock is in full focus, and it tries to mount a comeback. And the bullet points are following. T2 Biosystems is still rising after receiving a good news from the Nasdaq. Investment firm GSA Capital Partners has doubled down on its TTOO holdings as a result. The penny stock is surging, but its long-term future remains uncertain. And let me show you right here that it receives a good news from the Nasdaq. Let me show you that it is listed on the Nasdaq, but the price of the stock is lower than $1 mark, and this means it is in the list of potential delisting of this stock from the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. And the most recent news, I think, was regarding their compliance. Yes, they received an extension to regain Nasdaq compliance. And that is why a lot of people think that it will not be delisted. So let me explain in just a couple of words. Nasdaq is one of the biggest stock exchange in the world. And when the company listed on the stock exchange, they have an opportunity to sell their shares to the biggest stock market. This means they have an access to huge potential number of hedge funds, number of basically investments. And definitely this fact alone gives a lot of credibility to this company, because when the company listed on NASDAQ, a lot of minor indices automatically buy this stock. And that is why when the company is receiving a delisting notice, a lot of people already think that it might be delisted and they got rid of their position. And this is also brings more bearish pressure on the market. But to stay in line with the NASDAQ rules, some companies makes so-called reverse stock split. And they already made this reverse stock split of 1 to 50. And this means, let me show you, right here, right before this reverse stock split, it lost in a matter of just several sessions more than 70% of its value. Definitely it is not the bullish sign, especially if the total sentiment and the total price action of this asset is, as you can see, is quite bearish. And that is why in the long-term perspective I highly suggest you not to enter your position with this asset, because even the latest movement to the upside is just a blip on the bigger picture. And that is why I don't think that this asset might ever recover. So let me show you the next news and how you can have to do your due diligence. We are on fintel.io and we are in the section of the insiders trading. And right here you can see that a lot of insiders recently sold some of their stocks. As you can see, Michael Torrance Gibbs sold some of his shares. Next one. Brett Griffin also sold some of his shares. Jones Brock sold some of his shares. John J. Purcell also sold some of his shares. And as you can see, it is the 2023 year alone. This means even the insiders don't believe in their own company, and this is another red flag. On top of that, if you take a look on the list of institutional investors, and we are, by the way, on the same exact website, fintel.io, you can see that a lot of companies got rid of their position in TTOO. And yes, the sentiment is quite bearish. I think you shouldn't invest in this asset by any means. And it is just my opinion, you might have completely different. And definitely this latest spike in its price might bring a lot of opportunities. But let's continue with the technical analysis. And before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, as a long-term investment, it is not the best choice, but in the short term, let me show you this movement in details. So technically we can see some interesting details. Probably we completed or almost completed all 5-wave structure. Let's assume that if it is the third wave, the most powerful wave with the highest volume, we have this is our first, second, third, fourth and fifth. And in this case, we can have this type of price action, and we potentially might see another leg to the upside. But so far, it is too early to make this assumption. Let's do some measurements. If I pull the Fibonacci retracement tool from the bottom to the top, as you can see, we hit a golden pocket range and we have a decent bounce over this range. But let's take a look if we pull it from this point. So, probably another possibility. And in this case, we might have quite different breakdown. We might have this quite shallow fourth wave, and in this case we completed 5-wave structure, and in this case we have to see low price action and potentially longer consolidation phase. So do you think that this asset might break its previous swing high with the upside potential of let's take a look, about 56%? Probably yes, but we have to have more bullish pressure from the fundamental standpoint. And as long as we don't have any news regarding the company itself, not regarding its reverse stock split or of the regaining the compliance of Nasdaq Stock Exchange, this asset doesn't have any bullish catalysts, and that is why we have more chances to break these ranges to the downside. But in general, this type of price action implies a quite decent risk to reward ratio, and I have to say that with the downside potential of about 15%, but the upside potential of about 56%, potentially we have an opportunity to hit this range and to be on a quite decent profits. But keep in mind that the probability of the movement to the upside is not so high, because we don't have any fundamental news behind it. We have this ticker symbol on the list of so-called meme stocks, and that is why the momentum potentially is diminishing. And that is why keep this in mind, but this asset might easily break its lowest point. That is why if you don't know how to properly manage your position and how to properly set your stop losses in order to reduce your losses, definitely I highly recommend you not to enter any position with this asset. But in general, it implies quite a decent possibility for quite experienced traders. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.